How to get your first play on radio and keep it consistent. What's good, people? My name is Vital Powers, a music artist, and I've toured all over, sold out headline shows. I've worked with loads of companies across the globe, from BBC to Ditto Music, plus so much more. So you guys can follow me at Vital Zero, Vital Powers. If you search that, you'll definitely find me. But I want to show you how I made all of this happen, how it all started, and how I got my first radio play, and how I kept that consistent. So firstly, I want to say thanks to the Aux team, aux.app. You guys can sign up right now. Here you'll be able to back up, sync, store versions of your projects, collaborate, connect, and keep growing as an artist, a band, or a musician. No walls, no gatekeepers, just open music. But to find out a little bit more, you can just go check the link down below in the description. Alternatively, you can search aux.app, check it online, and let's get into it. Radio play. I knew from early in my music career that being heard, whether it be in my local area, in my city, across the world, was so important to me. It was always important to get my name out there, but the question was always how. So I went back to basics. My plan was that with my next single, I would create a way to find any and all local DJs, presenters, radio hosts within my area, the city of Wolverhampton, and get their contact details, their phone numbers, their social media, and build and curate a list of around 50 to 100 names and contact information. And instead of just showing or sending them my next song, my next track, my next single straight away, I first contacted a lot of them and asked them if they would want a dubbed version of my song. So within Jamaican genres like reggae and dancehall, or even grime, a dub version might just be called a dub play. And with this version, my idea was I would change some of the lyrics or potentially include their name, a version where I may even use the intro to big them up, or their sound or their crew or their collective kind of works or business. And the idea behind the whole of this was that if your name's in it and I'm bigging you up on this brand new song that no one else has, it's a rarity, it's a one-off, it's a special, no one can get this version again. That way my song will get played on radio or out when they get booked for events. And in that way, I'm getting my music heard and they feel special. And if I'm being honest, people, it worked like a charm. The first time this kind of really happened was with a pre-single of mine called Wickedest. It was circulating around my area and then around my city, and then not only on local radio stations but also on radio stations in London like Rinse FM and BBC Radio 1 Extra, West Side, Capital Extra, Deja Vu, and so much more. Fortunately, because I focus heavily on relationships, the relationships with me and these DJs, these presenters, these hosts, it was easier to continue sending original songs, remixes, new songs to them over the course of weeks, months, and even years. But one thing that was most important to me was the idea of building the relationship. Without that connection, without me connecting with these creatives in a real way, I really feel like my efforts and my methods may have been wasted. Until this day, I still try to keep a good connection between me and these DJs, even if I'm not currently putting out or promoting music. One thing that will have you lost a lot of the time is that people tend to change. People decide that they want new professions. So the most important thing to realize is that there's budding DJs, budding presenters, budding hosts, these creatives that are popping up every day. They may not be the biggest, but they're definitely the most hungriest, the ones with the most passion and motivation. So the next focus point is to locate them and create relationships with them, because the DJs and presenters that you knew in a few years might decide to switch it up, and then you'll feel like you've got no contacts and no network. During the early stages of these creatives, these DJs, these hosts, these presenters' careers, it's so important to make those connections, so as you grow, they grow. It will be normal for them at that point to play your music in these small stations, on these smaller stages, until they get to the bigger stations and bigger stages, as long as you're growing too. But let's say there's DJs, presenters, hosts, old and new, but sometimes you just don't seem to be able to get a response from them. then you have to understand that whether your music is nice or not, whether they like it or not, sometimes they just do not have the time to respond. So the question here is, how do you get around that? The plan then should be to reach out to their sound team, radio crew, producers, or even station managers. And if you're able to make a link with them, then that could be a more certain way to ensure that your songs at least get listened to and then eventually get played. Honestly, it's really all just a process that requires constant attention. And with all that I've said, you'll always need extra time to make these contacts, to stay on the ball. So sometimes you may have to get someone in to kind of help you, aid you with this. A friend that actually has the time, that cares, and that is good with people, great with emails. A person that you hire at low rates to ensure that those contacts, those DJs are being contacted and that they do the groundwork for you. Or maybe someone professional that you pay that could always be there, but then you'll be spending a lot more money. And then the last kind of option really would be to get someone within that area, a radio plugger that is on your time and that already knows the ins and outs of radio and the whole production and how it works. Someone that has links and previous relationships and experience already. Honestly, it's really down to you and what you're able to afford. But what's important to know is that this is a forever changing situation, a forever changing industry. Social media platforms like TikTok rise, and if you build on there, then maybe your profile will grow too, and perhaps people from radio stations will be asking you directly if you can send your music to them so that they can play it. You just never know. But overall, build your brand in a way that works for you and keep trying to be innovative and try the steps here, and you will definitely start to see certain differences in the response to your music from the music industry and definitely music fans everywhere. Start small and branch out, but more than anything, just make sure that you do the research that's needed, understand your target audience, play to your own strengths, and remember, like Nipsey Hussle said, it's a marathon, it's not a race. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a single video that drops on the channel. And definitely comment down below. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. But make sure you follow me at Vital Zero. You can search Vital Powers, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace.